If you think that winning is an inherent trait that someone has, you're wrong. Believe it or not, winning is something that can be developed within everybody, right? And the reason I share this with you is because you're going to know at the end of this episode, one, if you are naturally a winner, and two, if you have what it takes to become one. If you're not naturally a winner, because I do believe some people are naturally born more competitive, naturally have leadership skills, are naturally more focused and consistent, they are more driven. There are certainly inherent traits that people have that put them in a place to have higher success as winners, right? But that doesn't mean that we're all that way. I know I wasn't. I was born, I think genetically, I'm known to be lazy. I'm known to be, in fact, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. For that matter, it takes me a lot longer to get something. I'm always the 10-year overnight success. Yet I've won in the category of entrepreneurship many a times, and I continue to win again, facing massive competition and massive adversity. And see, oftentimes the people in your life want to really look down on you when you decide that to flip the switch and become a winner in life. And it doesn't matter if it's in business, if it's in sports, if it's in a relationship. The people in your life start getting afraid. They have this fear of loss, that they're going to lose the version of you that they know, that they're comfortable with. However, that version of you that they know and they're comfortable with is average. The moment you are passionate about something, everybody wants to support you. Everyone's got your back. They're like, yeah, man, go follow your passion. I believe in you. You can do this. Because when someone is passionate about something, it's not threatening. They still spend time with you. They're still somewhat the old version of themselves. But the moment you get obsessed about something, you are a very different motherfucker. But the moment you get obsessed about something, they are threatened by you because there's a new version of you. They see the fire in your eyes. They see the chip on your shoulder. They see that this is a man who's locked onto his goals, and that man is very threatening to them. Listen, I stopped taking all of those and I started taking this, the TruLean Wellness Shot. In fact, I created this because I was sick and tired of every morning taking 11 different supplements like turmeric, ginger, cayenne pepper, black pepper, vitamin B12, echinacea, vitamin C, zinc, right? Think about this. If you want to improve your immune system, if you want to fight off inflammation in your body so that you have better gut health, you have more energy, your joints don't hurt, then you're going to want to take all those supplements. And I was taking it twice a day, every day. And so when we created the TruLean Wellness Shot, we cut no corners and we spared no expense. And so in this, you've got something that's going to not only help boost your immune system, but also fight off inflammation. Because if you're a high performer and if you want to get more done, if you want to stay more focused, if you want to make sure that you don't get sick as frequently, then you have to care about your immune system and you have to fight off inflammation, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're high performing and you have a stressful work day from time to time, right? And so here's what I want you to do. You're going to click on the link in the description box or go to TruLean.com and you're going to use the code word Bedros. And when you use my name, Bedros, you'll get 50% off your first subscribe and save bundle. For whatever reason you don't like the TruLean Wellness Shot, which I've yet to meet anyone who doesn't, then let us know in your first 30 days. We'll give you a full refund. Part ways as friends. Fair enough? Go check it out. Use the code word Bedros. Get 50% off. Peace. When you're obsessed, when you're determined, you're a very different version of yourself. In fact, in the process of building Fit Body Bootcamp, my dear friend Chanta, who I've talked about here many a times, I've known him for 25 years now. We started off working at Disneyland back when we were 19, 20 years old. We were working at Disneyland together as busboys. When I started building Fit Body Bootcamp years later after I quit Disneyland, there was an 8-year period where Chanta and I didn't speak, not because we had a fallout, not because of any other reason other than I had to obsess on building this giant fitness franchise because I committed to being debt-free and self-funded. I chose not to raise money. I chose not to take on debt, which meant I had to max out credit cards. I had to pull money out of my home. I had to empty bank accounts, and that meant that I had to obsess because it was a do or die moment for me. Now, I'm not asking you to go do that on your obsession. That's up to you. What I am telling you, though, is for 8 years, one of my closest friends and I, we just didn't speak. We didn't hang out. We may have sent some text messages or a call here and there to each other, but that was the extent of it. I made no time to hang out with any friends. And the one friend that I didn't lose, Chanta, was totally okay with it. All my other friends, I lost. Because when you go on that mission to upgrade yourself, to become the 2.0 version of yourself, to become the next highest version of the man that you're meant to be, that is threatening. That is scary to the people around you for two reasons. One, they don't know this version of you anymore. They can't relate to you. Number two, they see their shortcomings. They know that they should be transcending to the 2.0 version, and they are threatened by you because they know that they ought to be leveling up. They ought to be trying harder. They ought to be doing more, but they're not. And so what do you need to know? You need to know this, that if you're the type of person who wants to win in life, odds are you're not doing enough. Like the winners that I know in the world do more than they ever thought they needed to do. In other words, they bring a nuclear bomb to a gunfight. When in reality, average people, they expect to have a winner's outcome, but they bring a water pistol to a gunfight. Do you understand the difference? I would rather bring a nuclear bomb to a gunfight than a water pistol to a gunfight. So you're not doing enough. Like the winners that I know always feel that they're behind. The winners that I know always feel like they should have done more at the end of the day, even though they worked harder than everyone else around them. The winners that I know always feel they're behind, that they should have done more than they did that day, that they could have achieved more, they could have made more, they could have added more value. And that is a mindset that you can develop. That is not some kind of innate trait that I have or other people have that you don't have. You can develop that by setting higher standards for yourself. The problem is that your mom and dad and school teachers and everybody around you has conditioned you and indoctrinated you in becoming average and accepting average and just doing what the Joneses do, what the neighbors do to keep up with the Joneses. So they have 2 cars, you have 2 cars. They have a little shit box of a house, you have a shit box of a house. They're always in debt and they're 2 paychecks away from going broke. So you're always in debt, 2 paychecks away from going broke. That's the extent of it. Like that is what you're encouraged to do by mom and dad and grandparents, aunts, uncles, school teachers. They don't want you to change. They don't want you to transcend. They don't want you to become the best version of yourself. Because if you do, that is threatening to them. That is scary to them. So what else do you need to know? You could either do the work today to become your highest version tomorrow, or tomorrow you can feel a lifelong of regret. That's a given. The people who know that they were meant for more and didn't go for more end up with a lifelong state of regret. And the reason for that is they didn't want to hurt the people around them. They didn't want to hurt family members. They didn't want to feel like they're missing out on birthdays and weddings and funerals. But instead, they gave in to the life of average just so they can blend in and not stand out. And years later, they regret not doing the things that they could have done to become a winner. Make no mistake about it, guys. There's a price to pay to be a winner. Nothing changes in the winner's mind. Do you understand that? You have to be obsessed. You have to be mission focused. You have to be driven by something greater than what average people are driven by, which is eating ho-hos, ding-dongs, and Cheetos. Average people want to watch TV and drink fucking Kool-Aid and soda pop. They want to gossip over bullshit stuff standing by the water fountain at work. They want to watch the news and hand-wring about all the shit that they can't control while they don't make any effort about controlling all the controllables in their life. That is what average people do. But winners go far beyond that. And so I'm here to tell you that you must obsess, and you cannot give 2 fucks about the people in your life who don't understand why you're obsessed, why you're not going to weddings, why you're not going to birthday parties, why you're not available on weekends at the bar to hang out or on the couch to watch TV like you own the fucking team when they don't, rooting for another fucking man instead of rooting for yourself. And I got to tell you something else about winners, man. Winners have a special DNA. Like I constantly feel like I'm failing, I'm not doing things right, I'm not doing enough. And then, that's 80%, 15% of the time I feel like I'm fucking treading water. 4% of the time I feel like this is it, it's going down, it's over. Then 1% of the time I feel like I'm actually winning. And you know what a winner does? He just takes that 1% and stacks them on top of each other, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And that is how you build an empire. That is how you build a legacy. That is how you build a brand. That is how you build millions in money or help millions of people through impact or serve your family at the highest level because you have the means to do it. Every family deserves to have a winner. I think it should be you. But you also have to disconnect, unplug your umbilical cord from the belly button of average and plug yourself into the mindset of a winner, which is a winner does more than expected every single time, no matter how they feel, no matter the circumstances. A winner shows up 10x times more than the average person. A winner has these unreasonable expectations of himself. A winner knows that he's destined for greatness. And no matter how many people around him tell him to slow down, be careful, watch out, that's too risky. You don't have the genetics, the DNA, the money, the mind, the brain power for that. A winner locks onto their fucking goals and keeps going. That's what the winner does. And throughout that process of going, whether you're building a business, you're building a family, you're building your body, you're whatever it is that you're doing, I'm telling you right now, man, as a winner, 80% of the time, you're going to feel like you're failing. 15% of the time, you're going to feel like you're just treading water. You just got your nose above the waterline. 4% of the time, you feel like it's fucking over. This is it. I'm about to tap out, but you don't, because that 1% of the time, my friend, that 1% of the time is when you know you're winning. And you go, I'm going to take these 1%ers, I'm going to stack them and stack them and stack them and stack them. And you know what happens when you stack winning over years and decades? You become a fucking formidable force to be reckoned with. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be a formidable force to be reckoned with. But that means going from average to figuring out what you want to do as a passion, and then bypassing your passion and making it your obsession, where everybody around you thinks you're crazy. But then when you meet people like me and all the other people that I hang out with, you're gonna go, holy fuck, I'm wired just like them. We're not so crazy after all. They're the crazy ones. They're the losers. They're average. They're in debt. They're broke. They have a negative mindset. They are emotionally irrational, absolutely mentally distressed. 1 paycheck, 2 paychecks away from being broke. A horrible example of what a man should be. A horrible example of a husband, of a father, of a leader. That's what average people are. That's what the average man is. A walking cautionary tale. But a winner is obsessed on his goals, and he'll do whatever it takes, no matter the circumstances.